Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bold City Hangout 99. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, that's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at durhamskyrwriter.com. I'll be reading just a few items. First, a shout out to Don't Waste Durham. This is their lovely t-shirt. Shout out to Crystal and the gang. All righty. So let me start on the school tools page. And I just wanted to remind you that although Durham Public Schools, they're still feeding the hungry, young people who have a hard time, being fed, so to speak. Just want to remind you that the days have been restricted now to Tuesdays and Thursdays. It was every day during the week, during the summer, but now it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. So starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock, you'll be able to stop by one of 25 schools. Just go to the one closest to you. The list and the addresses are given right there on the school tools page for Durham 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. There's a glare. Anyway, just go to durhamskyrwriter.com, scroll down or click on school tools for that information. All right, let's see what else is going on the school tools page. There's going to be a DPS Family Academy. I think it's this evening. And the Family Academy is for parents, guardians, grandparents. They help you help your kid. So, and mostly with technology and understanding the programming, etc. So let's see what's going on today. Okay, today being the 9th. Welcome to ARC Core. That is going to be from 6:30 until 7:30. And it will be in English with Spanish interpretation. And this is about the new literacy curriculum. I don't know anything about it because I'm not a mommy, but be sure to check that out if you are a parent of a child K through 5. Okay, and it's called Welcome to ARC Core. Okay, go to the school tools page for the link. Okay, also, let's see. I'm just going to mention that tomorrow there's going to be another Family Academy webinar, and it's called Welcome to Into Reading. Again, it's for parents of kids K through 5, and that's going to be about reading, etc., and that will be starting at 6:30, and I'll remind you tomorrow about that. Okay, I think there's going to be a science adventure today. Let's see, let me scroll down. So, the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences with the Prairie Ridge Eco Station and Eco Explorer Central NC. They're co-hosting Dazzling Dragonflies. That should be really fun. This afternoon from 3:30 until 4:30. Learn about dragonflies and also damselflies. I don't know the difference, so I need to watch that to learn. I know there's a difference, but there's dragonflies and then there's damselflies, and they will teach you how to tell the difference between the two and how to attract them to your garden because they're really pretty, and maybe for other reasons as well. We'll find out, won't we? So that's from 3:30 until 4:30. The link can be found on the school tools page. You can also visit their Facebook event page for more information. All righty, and let's go to the word page. That is the governmental and nonprofit information page. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I just want to mention, as always, the city has a water hardship fund to help you if you've lost your job or whatever. Anyway, you fall way behind your water bill, you can get help from the city. Also, the county, DSS, they have emergency fund to help people whose jobs have been affected by COVID-19. They could help you with your rent and mortgage payments. So find out, go to the word page, check out the list of things that you have to do, and then make that phone call and get the ball rolling. Okay, let's see what's going on with Durham Tech Small Business Center. They have so many webinars now. It's not what they have done. They are including their webinars, and they've also grabbed other people's webinars so that we have a huge choice of, hey, Guy Cook is here. Okay, Guy, 1 second. Happy to have you. I want to see what you've got to say. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what webinar we can watch today. So let me see how many. 4. Like I said, I didn't mention, there are so many webinars now listed under the Durham Tech Small Business Center. I couldn't even list them all. So you have to check on the link, click on the link, and see what workshops I had to leave out. So let's see what's going on today. So from 12:30 until 1:30, there's going to be a webinar called Marketing Outside the Box, Virtual Events Marketing Playbook. And that's for people who want to put on events online. That sounds really great. So that's going to be today, starting at 12:30. You got 25 minutes. Okay, let's see. Also today, how to get more clients from your website without spending a fortune or pulling all-nighters. I like that title. And that is today from 1 until 2:30. These are free, by the way, so definitely check them out. Now, tomorrow at 10 a.m., they're going to have a webinar on e-commerce. And I suppose that means selling online through your website or maybe Pinterest or whatever. So definitely check that out. That's tomorrow at 10. Also tomorrow at 10, creating images and crafting the message. That's tomorrow from 10 until 11:30. That's an awful lot. So be sure to check that out by going to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 and then go to the word page for information on that. Now let's go to, one more, SCORE. Let's not leave out SCORE. And SCORE stands for, let me scroll down, Service Corps of Retired Executives. They know everything there is to know about business with free webinars and free mentorship. And let's see what's going on tomorrow. They have something called Your Business Matters. Everything's happening at 10, but it's tomorrow at 10. And this is where you can learn about making more informed day-to-day management decisions regarding your business. So again, it's free, so you might as well check it out. And also you can see the other webinars that are available. Okay, now let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. And basically all I really wanted to do was to let you know that I have reactivated the health events button. So if you go to the health page, you see that blue button there. It was deactivated because of COVID-19. Most of the events were canceled. So now people are, reorganizing, coming online with their meetings and their support group meetings especially. So those are listed now on the health events page. It's a separate page. Just click on the blue button and you'll be taken to another page and you can see all the different support groups. All righty, now let's go to the legal page. It's called Legalese. Oh, wait. Let's go to the gardening page. Yeah. So the Backyard Naturalist course has already started. You can attend all of the courses. They're all free, or you can just drop in and watch whatever webinar suits your fancy. This is put together by the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. They are fabulous. And so let's see. So today's webinar is From North Africa to North America to North Carolina, the journey of our soils, their character, and their relevance to life. That is very dramatic and well stated. And that's just the title. So that's from 6 until 8 tonight. It's free. And if you're interested in soils, like if you're a gardener, you want to learn about soils, so it's free. So check that out. Go to the Garden Shed page for the link. Okay, now let's go to the Legalese page, and that is legal news. Legal Aid NC, in collaboration with Durham Technical Community College, they're putting together a webinar this evening. That's tonight from 6 until 7. It's called it's free. It's the Eviction Prevention Workshop. Very important. I saw people, I was watching TV yesterday, and they were interviewing a very young couple who had just had an infant. They were being evicted, and this is rough. Okay, so you don't want to be evicted. Find out what you need to do. Again, I told you about the city and county help, so check that out on the word page. Also tonight, check out Legal Aid NC and Durham Tech's collaborative webinar, Eviction Prevention Workshop from 6 until 7. Also, you can find out how to get free legal representation. So do that as well. All righty, now let's go to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events. That's the last page that we will be visiting. As we speak, the Nehemiah Christian Center is giving away free bag lunches. So head down there right now. It's until 1 o'clock. They do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from noon until 1. They give away free bag lunches. And it's not raining yet, at least not here. So you might want to start heading out there right now because you're supposed to get thunderstorms. Okay, also happening right now. So if you go to this, you'll be late, but that's okay. It's called the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. This is a Duke meeting. Is to help people. You don't have to be a daughter, literally, but it's for anyone taking care of elderly neighbor, loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia. So check that out. That meeting ends at 1:15, so it's probably not too early. I hope it's not too late, rather, to join. Now, this afternoon, New Visions of Africa restaurant, they give away free snacks and meals from 3 until 6. So they do ask that you wear your mask. And if you're driving, you might want to park in the W.D. Hill parking lot that's right behind the restaurant because they're right next door to W.D. Hill. Also, I told you about the eviction prevention workshop from 6 until 7. Told you about that. Okay, now, something new that I just found out. There's an organization called Respuesta Rápida Comunitaria. That's the Rapid Community Response. They will be distributing boxes of produce, fruits, and vegetables today. Their event is called Comida sobre Ruedas, which is food on wheels. That's going to be today from 7:30 until 8 or 8:30. And in a parking lot, don't be alarmed. It's a mobile home parking lot, but that they go to where they're needed. So it's 531 Stony Creek Circle, and that's in the area of Holloway or Highway 98. And Mineral Springs Road. So that's way east. So if you are in need, don't be ashamed. Get a free box of fruits and vegetables this evening. Okay. Also, now this is tomorrow. There's going to be a rabies vaccination clinic by Durham County Sheriff, and that's going to be from 9:30 until 11. You do have to make an appointment, so you do have to make that phone call. It's right there on the Let's Go page. All righty. Also, tomorrow, again, like I told you, Nehemiah Christian Center will be giving away free bag lunches from noon until 1. I think that's pretty much it. Quick weather report. It's supposed to be raining right now, but it's not. It's 77 degrees. It's going down to 76. So I guess we've already hit the height of the day. So it'll be 76, I guess, in a couple of minutes when the thunderstorms start hitting. Then tomorrow it's going up to 84. More thunderstorms. And it looks like I have two guests, Guy Cook and my friend Beverly. Let's see what's going on. Wow, two guests. Hey, Guy. Hey, Beverly. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I thought I should have had a shirt with a collar because of that music intro. I didn't expect that. That's pretty well.
Well, you know how I do. So what's going on?
Beverly, you go first because it's girls first in my hometown.
Okay. Well, I'm not a girl. I'm a lady, but that's okay. I'll take a girl if you think I look young.
I'm going to be
good.
69. I'll be 69 my next birthday. So you're a girl. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not far behind you.
Let's not argue.
Yeah.
So
it's a matter of semantics. Okay.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm still doing the conversations about racism in America. And I am now.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, didn't you get my email about the next one coming up?
Ooh, no. When's the next one?
The next one is this Saturday.
Oh, and I'm there.
We're talking strictly about the Black Lives Matter movement. Has it been gentrified? How white people are being polled as far as where they see race relations in 10 years.
Okay.
The numbers are very, very troubling. So that's what we're talking about on Saturday. And I've got, which is very interesting, this time around, I think I have more whites on the call than blacks.
That should be fun.
Yeah. So I will send you the itinerary, so to speak, because it's going to kind of be a free conversation, and I'll send you the link. I'm glad you're going to participate. And you're welcome too. I don't know your name, but you're welcome to join us too.
Guy is awesome. Yeah, he's pointing to his name, Guy R. Cook. He's in the Pacific.
Yeah. Join us. It's a free.
So Beverly,
yeah.
When you do your presentation, do not use big words like gentrified. I have no clue what gentrified means.
Gentrification. Okay, so
Just
how
saying.
about if I say it this way? Are whites trying to whitewash the Black Lives Matter movement? Are they trying to make it something that it's not, more to their liking versus what the issues really are about?
Interesting. I like how you put that. Interesting.
I think there should be a common ground, like maybe some protocols, like this is what you do if you're going to march for Black Lives Matter. You don't burn nothing, right? That'd be one of the rules.
But here's the thing, Guy.
It's like Baskin Robbins. There's 32 different flavors of Black Lives Matter.
Interesting.
You see, that's my perception. I mean, I'm just the old fart sitting in the recliner watching the news, and sometimes I see that they're doing a peaceful demonstration. Then another time, so and so died, and so we're going to burn down the town. It's nuts.
But here's the thing, Guy. With Beverly Mahone, she is. How can I put this? I'm not trying to speak for you, Beverly. This is not going to be a webinar. This is an exploration of ideas, which is why I like it so much. So she's not going to be telling us what to do and what not to do. She actually wants to know what we actually feel and think about stuff. So that's why I really enjoy, her discussions.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying? The way I'm saying it is every great team has a quarterback in the huddle. Not just a bunch of really good players, but there's one guy that said, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go around the right end or whatever play they're going to run. So I don't have a sense of there being a Black Lives Matter quarterback in the huddle. I think everybody's kind of just, hey, we're going to put these shirts on and we're going to go march and whatever happens, happens. Well, that's not what wins the game.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
Let me just say this to you, because I know your age and we're sort of around the same age. Martin Luther King was a quarterback. Malcolm X was a quarterback. And we can even go back and say Marcus Garvey was a quarterback. But this is a new day. This is a new time. We are now the retirees of the football team. There are more than one quarterback who can take the balls and run simultaneously. That's what the millennial and generation X and Y are doing now. So while we say, oh, it was great that way because we had a leader, Martin Luther King was trying to get us all to the promised land, young people don't
on the same page that way.
So I think we have to respect the way they're trying to do it, trying to move us forward, as opposed to being critical and saying, well, if it's not done this way, then it can't work. I mean, I'm very open. I mean, I'm more radical than most, and I'm the old ways too. But I see that young people are trying to get the torch and they're trying to run with it. So I'm ready to hand it to them and say, keep running.
Interesting. Can't wait. So what time is it going to be on Saturday?
It's going to be at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. There will be representatives from across the country, as you know from previously. Some of them I actually know, some of them I do not know. That is why, Guy, I would love for you to come and offer your input, because you won't be a stranger, because everybody on the call is a stranger. So
So would you suggest that he follows you, Beverly? That he finds Beverly Mahone on Facebook and befriends you or friends you, however it goes? Okay.
Be friends. See, those are words that's what I like about Durham Skywriter. They speak English. They don't use these big multi-syllable words I don't understand.
Okay.
I'm going to see. How do I spell Mahone? Mahone?
Yes, that's correct. And it's Y on St. Patty's Day. Add a Y on St. Patrick's Day.
Huh? Oh.
Do you get
that's funny.
Okay,
I never heard anybody say that. Actually, you're the only second Mahone I've ever heard of.
Really?
Mm-hmm. because there's a kid named Austin Mahone who's a
Austin Mahone,
popular
yes, he's a singer.
a singer. Yeah. So I was
And
like, oh,
somehow
there's Black Mahones.
our bios on when I Google myself,
Hmm.
his picture pops up, and I'm like, well, we're not related, but okay.
No, I don't think so. But you
No,
never know.
you're not Mahone-Gibbs, right?
Yes, I am. I'm Mahone Dash
Oh,
Gibbs.
oh, from Ohio University. Got it.
That's correct.
Okay.
So I'd love for you to join us on Saturday if you can.
Well, if the link is there, Saturday is a crazy day for me because not woe is me. My mom got diagnosed with the virus. Okay. And
She
so
did.
yeah, last Saturday. And
Oh,
so
no.
they're doing the dance of getting her into a facility where you can be quarantined.
Oh, no.
I'm old fashioned. She's already in a senior assisted facility. They got a door on the room. Why they can't quarantine her right there, I don't understand that. So they're going to take her to this other place about 40 miles up the road.
Oh, no.
And so that could change my being there, Beverly. But I sent you a friend request. So just write down acceptance on the $20 bill and mail it off to me, and then I'll know.
I will. Okay.
As you can see,
I got to pay for fish food. You see all these fish up here, right behind my head? See?
I guess you're a fisherman, huh?
Oh yeah, a lot of mouths to feed.
Are you the worm or the fly type fisherman?
I'm the worm guy. I started buying flies at Kmart and places that had them real cheap, because when you're fly casting, every once in a while you can hear that crack of the whip snap. That's the sound of the fly dismembering itself from the end of the leader because you whipped it too hard. I got to tell you, fly fishermen, I have a lot of respect for it because it's not an easy cast to do. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and
I didn't know it was any different. I just thought you just threw the thing in the water.
In the back of my fly vest, I have a spinning reel, one of those bullet-shaped ones.
Okay.
And so I take the fly reel off the same pole and put the spinning reel on there, and then I can fish. Then I can drown what we call drowned worms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I used to stop by this. There was a coffee shop on Highway 55, and next to it was a fly shop. And I would stop in there occasionally and look at all the colorful lures or whatever those things are called. And the guy was quite the character. He used to lead fishing expeditions in the Caribbean. He'd tell me all these tales of adventure and all that kind of stuff. So.
They're called fishing stories. Yeah, I got some. Yeah.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I almost caught. Okay, my dad had a 12-foot aluminum boat.
Okay.
Okay. And you know what an oar lock is, where you slip the oars in each side? That's
okay.
So
the things where you.
So it's like about halfway. So about a 6-foot thing.
Okay.
We were fishing for rock cod in the saltwater out at Mukilteo, out by the fuel dock, and I hooked on this monster fish and just bending my pole way over, and it was what they here locally they call it a dogfish. It's a variety of shark. It's like a wannabe shark. It's not like a great white or mako or one of the famous brands. Dogfish are kind of like, if they were a bird, they'd be a vulture. They eat dead stuff off the bottom. Oh,
like catfish, yeah.
Yeah. Well, catfish has got more glory than dogfish. Dogfish, what you do is you knock them in the head and don't let them propagate and have more, because they're considered to be a trash fish, a pest fish. They're no good. So anyway, because we're fishing for rock cod, bottom fish, and they got really sharp teeth, you got to use really stout leader. So I had 60-pound test line doubled, like 2 strands of 60-pound test doubled for my leader. So I got this fish up, and Dad says, "Oh, I'm going to scarf that one. That means knocking the head." Tie it off on the oar lock, and then when I get my line, he was reeling his line in as fast as he can go, and then he's going to take care of it. Well, I wrapped it 2 times around leader, and I'll never forget it. That dogfish just like turning his head like that, and he snapped that leader. Boom.
Man.
I mean, he didn't pull the hooks out of his mouth. The hooks are still in his mouth, but snapped the leader. And that's my big fish ever. And the funny thing about dogfish, okay, I've always said they're trash fish, no good, right? You know what trash fish are, right, Beverly? We're not.
I guess.
Okay.
I guess you don't even eat them, huh?
No. Well, that's the point. So I'm out lingcod fishing one time with this guy he works on the Nimitz aircraft carrier, and he's a guy from North Carolina, I think. Myron Hawkins is his name. Okay. And they called him Hawk for short. So he caught a dogfish. He says, "Oh wow, that's a huge fish. It's like a 3-footer, not a great big one in my estimation, but to him it was the biggest fish he'd ever had."
Okay.
And I said, "Oh, those are no good. You can't eat them. Just throw it away." So we cut the lines, let it swim off. So the next weekend, I was doing deliveries back then. I go past this yard sale in this little town called Grapeview. And there for $1, they got a paperback book on how to cook dogfish and eat it.
What?
So, oh yeah. So I spent the $1, brought the book home, gave it to Hawk, and I said, "Here, you know that story I told you about you can't eat dogfish? Here's the cookbook. It might
there
work.
You go. You can always learn something.
Yeah. If you catch another one, then bring it home, and May will have to clean it, and I'm sure she'll be thrilled." Anyway, that's what I know about that.
See, that's why Bull City Hangout, I don't know who's going to show up, what kind of tales they're going to regale us with. This is so fun. So, Beverly,
anyway,
do you have an unexpectedly funny or strange story to tell us?
No.
Oh,
no,
come on.
No.
What?
There was that drunken party in college when you had the lampshade on your head. Remember?
No.
Well, you can make one up.
I have a positive story to share.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And this just happened to me yesterday. I got up in the morning, and normally I don't go to Facebook. That's not my first order of business. I normally do the devotional and try to meditate to get my day on a positive note. So I was reading, but I did go to Facebook, which was odd. And I saw this post from a friend of mine, and she talked about service to others and how it wasn't a duty, but it was a joy, and how you get the benefit, when you serve others. So I thought that was a really profound post, because I do believe that. So I made a comment, and then I went to the dollar store, and I saw it manifest itself in my own life when I was in the store, and the clerk was talking about trying to have some kind of contest, and she wanted me to buy this candy, and I did. And then the man behind me, she asked him, and he said something about, "Well, I still have the last candy you sold me." And I laughed, because I thought, wow, that candy's going to stay in my house too. And and I told him, I said, that'll be in my house too until my grandson comes over. Okay, so fast forward, I'm going to my car, and I'm struggling to get in my car because I walk with a cane now, because I have a bad hip, and I'm getting ready to have hip replacement. But he saw me struggling. The man behind me saw me struggling, and he offered to help me, which I thought was just really, really nice. He was serving me. And he helped me get my stuff in the car. So I got in the car, and he was getting in his truck, and I was getting ready to pull out, and I saw a wallet on the ground, and I thought, I wonder whose wallet that is, because it wasn't mine. So I was trying to flag him down to get him to, not keep moving. And he asked me he thought something, I was in distress. So he asked me if I was okay. And I said, "No, I'm okay, but is that your wallet?" So he patted his pocket. He said, "Oh, wow. Yeah, that's my wallet."
Oh my goodness.
So that was the way that we served each other. He served me, and I in turn was able to serve him, and we both got a blessing out of it that day. So that's my
awesome.
whole thing now, just being able to bless somebody else, because when you do, you get it back.
That's awesome. I love that.
On that same topic of one good thing that happened today, There's a group on Facebook that I belong to, and if you have one good thing happen, you post in there, said, I did such and such. So that would be a good story to post on that group. If, you know, I don't know how much into Facebook you are, but that's one of the groups I look at.
Oh.
Because sometimes sharing a story like that, I can think, yeah, I remember years ago when Guy was on his learner's permit for driving, right? I didn't even have a driver's license. We went elk hunting up in the mountains. I mean, you go to the edge of the boondocks, right? And then you turn right and you go up to the gravel road across the creek, because they don't even have a bridge that's so far back in the sticks. And you go clear up to the end, and that's how far back in the mountains we were. We were at the end of the road. We went elk hunting past that. Guy lost his wallet. It fell out of my bib overall. Ever since then, I carry it in my front pocket, but back then I carried it in my back pocket. And I was devastated. My brand new Social Security card, my learner's permit, my student body ID card, because I was still a student in high school, all gone. I'm going, oh, wow. 2 days later in the mail, I get this manila envelope. It's my wallet, and the guy in Dixie, Washington, I wrote him a real nice thank you letter.
Wow.
He didn't even take out the $3 I had in the wallet. He didn't even take out the money to
Bless
pay for
his
the
heart.
postage. So losing a wallet and getting it back, that's the one good thing that can happen any day of any week in any year.
Nice.
Yeah, and I haven't lost my
story.
I tell people that I hunt with, that know where I go, because I go way back in the beyond, and they go, somebody found your wallet? I said, well, I guess I wasn't far enough off the beaten path.
Yes, no.
Because you don't go hunting where everybody else has been hunting, because they've run everything off, right? So you got to go back in the boonies to find critters that are thinking, oh, well, if I hide here, nobody will see me. Well, that doesn't always work. Anyway.
That's cool. I've returned my share of wallets in my day. Being from Chicago, there's always wallets all over the place lying around, especially after snowstorms. You know, people running for the bus, sometimes they drop their wallets and they don't, you don't see them until the snow melts weeks later.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I've found quite a few wallets in my day and have been able to return them. What's weird is...
What's the biggest dollar bill you ever found? What's the denomination?
20.
Yeah, me too. I found a 20 one time when I was like 9 years old. And my
that's
mom
a lot for a 9-year-old.
Yeah. My mom says, where did you get that? I found it in the parking lot. And Mom rolls her eyes. Oh, sure. Where did you really get it? I said, no, it was laying on the ground. I found it. So we went to the, Dad was in the service still then. And we went to the PX and bought, I don't know, ice cream or something. We blew it.
Oh, cool.
Well, let me
go ahead.
Go ahead,
once we finished, I think you guys finished.
I was done.
So one day I was in college in rural Alabama. I was walking to the store with my almost a classic roommate, and there was a $20 bill on the ground.
Yeah.
So I snatched it up, put it in my pocket, and I gave her 10. And she was like, what? You know, she couldn't figure out why I was giving her money. I said, well, you know, on the South Side, I'm from Chicago, you know, that's like the rule of the streets. If you find money, you always share it with the person you're with.
Not my street.
And she was like, oh, I'll take it.
On my street, you'd be lucky if you got on my Christmas card list. I found a 20. You would not get any money from me. I'd say, well, I saw it first. It's mine.
You mean to tell me if you were walking down the street, you would not share if the person's like right there with you, you would just put it in your pocket? And
wow.
I'm not from Chicago.
Okay. I don't know if they still do that in Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm old school.
Let me share another story that happened to me. I lost my wallet. And this is a bizarre story, a truly bizarre story. Now we're talking about wallets. So I went to Kohl's in Briar Creek and, purchased some items. And I guess I just forgot my wallet was in the buggy and I left. So I guess about 30 minutes later, I was on Facebook, and there was this message from a woman I didn't know. And she said, I have your wallet. I looked for you on Facebook, found you. Would you call me so I can return it to you? So I
Sweet.
said, okay. I mean, I'll call. I called the woman. Now get this. Called her. She said, I found your wallet. And she said, and I looked at the address and I said, oh, that's Durham. She's my neighbor, but we didn't know each other.
Oh,
Oh my
It
nice.
gosh.
was the most, but I mean, I kind of knew her because she was on the corner, and I remember when her husband died some years ago because we all
Hmm.
kind of. I
So
mean, it's
you could step out your front door, throw a rock, and hit her yard. She's that close.
not that close, but she's up
Okay.
at the top of the cul-de-sac, so not
Oh,
that
you could
close.
walk to her house. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I can
about
walk to her
that?
house. Yeah, with no
Okay.
step. So so she said, "Oh, I'm your neighbor. I live in the corner, right there. I'll
Yeah.
bring it down. I'm on my way home." She brought the wall. I could not believe how this happened. The fact that this was a woman that lived near me. She
Yeah.
found my wallet. She was honest enough to return it. I had $43 in that wallet and all my credit
Mm-hmm.
cards, all my everything that I own,
Yeah.
driver's license, the whole 9 yards. She
Mm-hmm.
returned everything, and then we
Oh.
shared her story. She was in remission from cancer, and
Oh
she
wow.
said that she felt that that was her call to do that for me. And I thought, wow, so
Nice.
I'm going back to that whole blessing thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
that people, when they look for blessings, they look for them in such a big way.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big way for me because it was my personal belongings.
That's
But
actually
to
huge
her,
because, yeah.
Yeah.
but to her, it's kind of
$43 is
something
big money.
small. She was just being
Yeah.
honest. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
small gesture to be honest. So I just think that we need to look at blessings from a different perspective because they're not always those big grandioso things. Sometimes it is just walking down the street and smiling at somebody who might be
Sure.
having a bad day.
Exactly. Because to me,
Or
most blessings are small because I think the thing is you need to learn to recognize them. I think a lot of people, blessings are happening to them and they don't really acknowledge them, and then they complain about this and that, and they totally negate all the goodness that just happened to them. But I'm the kind of person I notice. I mean, when I open the front door, I'm like, "Good evening," or rather, "Good morning, world." I'm one of those goofy people. I'm talking to the flowers and the stray squirrels and cats and stuff. And I was taught to recognize blessings, no matter how small. I mean, the big blessings are great, but I think most blessings are actually small but unnoticed. So
so talking to all them critters, there's a part of me that senses a Disney movie coming out, but we'll see. So,
I can't sing. I can't sing though.
well, it's
God,
okay.
I think you're a
They keep
comedian.
doing it.
You have to be a good singer to be on Disney.
Oh, speaking of comedians, I'm known as at the senior center. They give out free lunches. You were in the Durham Skyrider. You're talking about who's giving
Mm-hmm.
out meals. Well, they at the senior center every other Friday they're closed, but on Monday through Friday they give out free lunches. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a little thing of milk and a dessert and so forth. So when I get mine, one day the lady that's giving them out way early on when we started going there, I've been going there for several weeks now. She says, "Well, what's the joke for the day?"
Wow.
And so I told her a joke. She says, "Well, I expect one tomorrow."
Boy, you have to have a
And
cache of jokes now.
well, you ready? Are you sitting? Now, Beverly, I don't want you to repeat this on Saturday because this is not, this isn't for everybody. Because some jokes are, they're a little bit. You got to
Off
think.
color.
Well, no. You got to think about this one.
Getting racial there. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, this is not racial. This is about blind people.
No, the fact that I said off color, but go ahead. You should never
Oh,
have
okay.
to explain your
But I'm
jokes. Okay, go ahead.
I know. She's here all week, and going through the world, through life, I want to know one thing: who cleans up after the C&I dogs? Think about it. No, you take your dog for a walk, you got to clean up after it, right? But if it's a CNI dog, the person walking the dog, there, but don't.
Okay.
Well,
That sounds like more of a challenge than a joke.
yeah, well, think about it. It's a ponder.
Or is that the joke?
That's the whole thing.
Okay. And Fraser says
You see,
hi.
I got people behind me in line. I can't just take forever with these things. I just got to throw them out there. If you catch it, fine. If not, oh well.
Fraser says that the punchline will arrive next week.
Yeah.
He's in Scotland. He's far away. Oh my goodness.
I need to talk to you more about StreamYard because I really like it. I never used the platform until you introduced it, and then a couple of people have invited me to, come and be on their platforms, but I haven't done it yet. But I really like it.
StreamYard is becoming more popular. It's being discovered by some, names, and I think this is going to be a big year for StreamYard. I think because some big YouTubers will be starting their shows on StreamYard.
I just did a podcast episode about becoming a virtual assistant. What are the services that you can offer to other people? Because your job working at the carpet company, it went away, right? Because of the virus, there's no job anymore. So you got to work at doing something else. Virtual assistant is going to become a thing. And I think that something like StreamYard, you could do training. You could say, well, you can do this and this and this and just name out all the different virtual assistant jobs that exist out there that people might not even know.
What do virtual assistants do?
Well, data entry for one. I got a daughter-in-law that's making $25 an hour doing data entry, working from home.
Yeah, I had a VA once. Yeah, they're and they can be anywhere in the country. So
yeah,
when you
speak. The president of Columbia said it really well one time, and that's the country of Columbia, not the university.
Okay. There's
two kinds of people in the world. Two kinds. The people that are on the internet and the people that are not on the internet. That's it. That's the line, I guess you'd say, the division.
Wow.
Because like there's some countries like where Fraser lives in England.
Scotland.
Well, he lives. Okay, he's going to say Scotland, but I'm going to say
he'll probably say Scotland.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right. They haven't seceded from England yet, so it's still like a county. That ought to get him.
Ooh.
That's going to strike a nerve.
Yeah.
You don't know, Beverly. You don't know about Fraser. He even wears kilts. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, go ahead.
In England, there's how they always have national movements to do this and that and so forth. In England, they want everybody to be online, whether you're living up on the tallest peak or wherever in the swamp. They want you to have internet access. That's their goal.
I think that should be a goal for USA. That's necessary because I remember when I was in college in the 70s. That's the first time that I ever saw cable TV. I was in rural Alabama, and cable TV was originally created to help people in rural areas get standard television because we were way out there in the boonies, 60 miles from Birmingham. And I didn't get cable TV in Chicago until the late 80s, I believe, but it was all in the mid 70s. It was already in the rural areas. I think internet access should be the same way. I mean, here in Durham, all the kids are going to school online for now. And then they're realizing, oh my God, the kids in the low-income areas, they don't have access to the internet. What are we going to do? Then I have a friend who lives in Warren County, and she says that's really hard to get. Kids are sitting in the parking lot, trying to get the store Wi-Fi,
to get the signal, right?
Yeah.
I can remember years ago when my father-in-law was in hospice and he was at John's house, I'd have to go clear up to the state line to use my cell phone in the parking lot of the Adventist church. That's the only place I could get a signal. If I went back to town, forget about it. I ran the my history, Beverly, I used to be a marketing director for an internet service provider. We were the 9th biggest in the Seattle area, in Central Puget Sound, they call it. And anyway, when we had to go to Melton Freewater to do hospice, they said, well, how are you going to do your job? I said, I'll call you. And so I'd either call on the cell phone from that parking lot, or I would walk across the street to this coin-operated cell phone, and I'd call in.
Oh, my goodness.
And they would always say, where are you today? I said, you don't want to know.
Wow.
just do this and this and this. Because they could email me, and I'd say, oh, Gray Chevrolet's T1's got to have this, blah, 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 or whatever. And we got the job done, but it was crazy.
Well,
my
Fraser wants
wife's-
to know what your rates are as a VA. I don't know if you're not really a VA though, right? You teach the skills, right?
I'm a web developer, and I don't work as a VA. I work as a guy on the internet.
Okay.
That's what I guess the best, because like the U.S. Route 6 is the longest highway in the United States. At one time, it went from Bishop, California, clear out to the tip of Cape Cod. Goes through 14 states, about 600 communities. And I've been doing their website for, 20 years, 22 years.
Wow.
And so by virtue of that, I'm not a VA. I'm the guy for anything internet stuff related. They call me. Right?
That makes sense.
So in the terms of services that a virtual assistant would offer, not so much. And I've anointed myself with a podcast producer, because I do the podcast every weekday. And part of that, somebody said, how come your episodes are so short? Fraser Ramsey is one guy that says, why are they so short? I said, because the people that are my primary customers, the people that are too busy to sit there for half an hour and listen to me drone on about whatever, aren't going to buy from me. The people that I don't take up a lot of their time, I talk to them for a minute and say, this is how you get your website on Pinterest. This is what you ought to do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm done. And
Tell us the name of your podcast. I think a lot of people might want to check you out.
The Guy R. Cook Report, of course.
The Guy R. Cook Report.
Well, Fraser came up with the graphic. It's Fraser Ramsey's
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Anybody that wants to know the history, how it got started. I'd been planning a podcast for months. And I'd always chickened out, said, well, I need to do this. And there's other things I got to, I'm not going to launch it yet. So one Thursday afternoon, Fraser come up and he says, hey, I was thinking you ought to do the Cook Report. Here's the graphic.
Wow. Well, there you go.
I should do it. And so I started off the first day, the first week, whatever, we were the Cook Report. And then I found out there's a political podcast called the Cook Report.
Okay.
I said, well, we don't want to get into that dance. Let's change the name.
Guy R. Cook Report.
So, but what's wrong?
I guess you have to do it. If somebody gives you the graphic for it, I mean, it's a done deal.
So that pretty much was it. So let's make up a graphic for Beverly's Black Lives Matter webinar on Saturday. And then she can have a nice, fancy graphic introduction.
I can't remember. Do you have a logo, Beverly?
I have a logo from an old company that's now gone, and I don't use
it's not when
anymore.
When you sold Tupperware, that don't count. We can't use that one.
So my name is my brand. So my name is my brand. My background in media is my brand. So I'm kind of trying to work with that. And see exactly how this is all going to fly. I might have a potential sponsor though. Listen, I do have to go. I got a professional development webinar that I have to do at 1:00 for like the next 2 hours.
Okay, go ahead, Beverly.
So, Guy, I will accept your friend request. I will send you both the information about Saturday as well as the links. And I'm really glad I met you. You're a very interesting guy. So hope I get a chance to chat with you again.
Just a second.
Oh, he pat himself on the back. Get out of here.
All right, guys. I gotta run. See ya.
Okay, Beverly. Take care. Take care. That was fun.
The cool thing that happened the other day, there was a big, huge windstorm, dust storm on Monday, on Labor Day. And we had to go up to Moses Lake, which is about 116 miles north. And Pat, the wind and the dust got so bad, because it's real arid part of the state where I live, not like on the coast where it's always raining. And the wind and the dust got so bad, I couldn't see in the road. I couldn't see if there was a car in front of me. So I had the four-way flasher going. We were going about 40 miles an hour. We finally made it up there. And his name is Brantley.
Okay.
He's my oldest son married a girl she had 3 kids, and they have one girl to the 2 of them. Her name is Ella, and she's like almost 1, I think. She's a bundle of joy. But anyway, Brantley called me Grandpa.
Oh.
And I never had any idea what a moment that was going to be until I heard it the first time.
Wow.
And so then the chest went out to here, and so I took him some tomatoes that I grew here in the garden. And it was like one of those, Grandpa, those are so big. How do you get them so big? I said, well, I'm from Texas. Everything's bigger there. And so yesterday I talked to him, and his mom, Amanda, the one that's doing the data entry, she'd had a bad day. And so Brad bought her flowers. And so I called Brad to say, how'd the flowers work? And he says, well, I'll let you talk to Amanda. First thing Amanda says is, you know those tomatoes that you sent us home with? Well, Brantley thought they were his. He tried to eat the biggest one. They were going to make BLT sandwiches, bacon, lettuce, sandwiches.
Yeah.
And with beefsteak tomatoes, that's the way to go. But anyway, Brantley's going to try to eat this whole big tomato by itself. I mean, you know how big a dollar bill is. I laid the tomato on top of the dollar bill, and you can see a little tiny corner of the dollar bill on one edge of the tomato. It was that big.
Wow, that's amazing. And Kente's here. Hey, Kente, you can join us as well. Fraser can join us. Whoever wants to join us, that would be awesome. I just put the link there.
Yeah.
Just shooting the breeze. So I haven't. Wow, when's the last time I went I did some gardening? I would have to say.
Well, see, in Alabama, you could do an awesome garden down there. The growing season would be so long.
Yeah, even in North Carolina, though.
Oh, yeah, there too.
Actually, some people are just now planting their fall crops. And that's broccoli, collard greens, that sort of thing. So we actually have 2 growing seasons, which is nice. But I haven't gardened since my aunt died, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
So I need to reclaim my backyard because I actually let it go wild.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, but because I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
But my goal is to reclaim my backyard and to get back to gardening.
A long time ago, I did an episode about your time versus the Durham Skyrider time. We'll pick on that first. Take 20% of your day. Let's say in perfect world, you got an 8-hour day. So an hour and a half, that's yours. You do whatever you got to do to keep Pat happy. Whether that's reclaim the backyard, take a nap in the recliner.
That's good in theory.
No, it works. It works. If you know that you get 90 minutes to do what you need to do. I used to have a heck of a time. When I was a marketing director at that ISP, I'd never get my stuff done. I was always putting out fires, helping other people, dealing with clients, so forth. And then I found on the internet, if you're in management, you only get 37% of your day will be for you. Everything else is going to be for everybody else. So that's when I said, being I'm self-employed, I'm one man show, I'm pretty much the dictator, right? So
that's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I make, we'll use Donald's words, executive order. If I write an executive order that says guy gets 90 minutes, and it doesn't have to be in a row, but 90 minutes is his to do whatever he wants to do.
I guess I'm doing that then because it's not because I can't set aside 90 minutes. Yeah,
you can
90 consecutive minutes.
Well,
But
you
yeah,
can.
but I
You
do
can
jump
get.
up a lot because I have a stray cat named Spike, and
Yeah.
if he meows at me through the window, then I'll go out there and pet him and give him a snack.
Yeah.
And then, of course, actually, I need to go to the bank. I'm down to like $3.
Yeah. Don't lose your
So
wallet.
my actually, when you are kind of broke, you don't even
Oh,
carry a wallet. So I don't have to
yeah.
worry about losing my wallet. But the cool thing is I have a couple dollars in the bank, so I'm going to retrieve those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do things for myself through the day, but I
Okay.
always return to
Speaking.
work.
Let's talk
But
about doing things for ourselves. Did Pat get a flu shot yet?
no, but I
Okay.
will. And in
Well,
fact,
when you make up that list, yeah.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta said that this is the most important flu shot of your life. Is the flu shots being administered this year.
I got
So
one.
because I'm not insured, I'll probably have to pay about $30. Like I just told you, I'm down to 3.
Yeah.
So I have to get the money together. But yes,
Tell,
I
tell him
will
to
do so.
tell him that same story, that it's the most important flu shot in the history of the world,
Actually, I need to
and
put
they
that in
can.
the Skywriter on the health page.
Yeah.
I do need to point that because he was saying, and he
Yeah.
explained why.
Dr. Hershey said it really well when he came out and said, "No, you don't wait a year
Mm-hmm.
because they start working on the new formula in January or February,
Mm-hmm.
and then the gravy on those potatoes." I told my daughter-in-law I was getting a flu shot, and
Mm-hmm.
she said at Walgreens, it's a drugstore chain here. I don't know if they have it in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, sure.
But oh, they do. Okay,
Mhm.
but she went to Walgreens and they were still using last year's serum because they hadn't used it up, and so they wanted to use it up first. And so she didn't get a shot with the last year's.
The
Why
old
would
stuff.
you know? So no one to ask that, and then the grocery store where I get mine at the pharmacy at Safeway because they know my name because I go in there so much. The not for me, for my mom.
But still,
They
yeah.
they said, "Oh yeah, you can get a flu shot." And I'm thinking, wow, in the middle of a pandemic, they're going to poke a hole in somebody. So this guy, the pharmacist, came in to give me the shot. He's wired up like an astronaut. He's got one of those clear face bubbles and a mask underneath that. And after he got done, me sitting in the chair and getting the shot, he took a squirt bottle, which I'm sure was like bleach or something, and sprayed the heck out of everything. And
Good.
that gave me some peace of mind on that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And he's protecting himself too, because it's so disheartening to hear about the number of deaths of medical professionals.
Yeah, because they're getting right there on the front line. They're catching the bug.
Yeah. So I am going to do that. I never get a flu shot. In fact, I might have gotten only one flu shot my whole adult life, but I'm going to get one this year for sure.
I know. I'm going to keep nagging you till you do. You might as well get one.
Oh, I will. I just have to choose if it's going to be at the county or Russell's or Dr. Hershey, or I'm not sure, but somewhere I will get a flu shot. Sure.
Well, Dr. Hershey owes you one.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, because you gave him all that airtime on your show.
That's what I do. In fact, I invite other people to promote themselves by coming to Bull City Hangout. You don't have to pay me.
Well, we got to talk about that someday. Anyway, he got to say who he was, where he's located, what his goal is, and I'm saying that's worth money.
I wish more people would do that.
Well, I sent you an email. One of the things, I was talking about working with websites. One of the publications I worked with, American Road Magazine, it's on your newsstand. They came up with the recipe, which I think is a brilliant idea, that you send in a request form to get a media kit. Now, who's going to ask for a media kit? People that are going to buy from you. Oh, right?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody in the world is going to go in and kick the tires, but if they got to
you
go through the
you did tell me to put together. I had a media kit when the Durham Skywriter was in print,
right?
But I have to admit that I did not update it.
Digitize it.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And then go to Google Forms and build a form. Say, if you want to get a media kit, send me your contact information. Put that into the list.
You know, it's a good idea. You know what? I need to. You know what? I'm going to write that down because I need to do
Oh
that.
wow. Yeah, I'm a special kind of guy. Ask.
Yeah, I
Bill.
just wrote it down, so you know it's serious when I write stuff down.
Yeah.
I will
It's on
put
the
together
list.
a media kit. I have to update it, of course. The cool thing
Yeah.
about being online is that I used to be restricted to 5,000 readers because I
Right.
printed 5,000 copies.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit now. The Durham
Oh yeah.
Skywriter is
With this,
available online.
with the Durham Skywriter being online, you can speak to anybody that speaks English in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that because Fraser was here. Okay. He's not even in Durham. I'm not
He's
even
in Scotland.
Yeah, I'm as far away from North Carolina as well, Scotland might be a bit farther. But
in terms
I'm
of USA, except for Hawaii,
Yeah.
you are the farthest away
Yeah.
that you could possibly be, for sure. Yeah.
the media kit that you had for print will work for online. It's some tweaks.
Well, I have changed the numbers.
Because if you have let me think. You're going to get Google Analytics to set up your landing page because you've already owned the Durham Skywriter. So claim that.
Google Analytics. Okay.
Yeah. And then make a business page on Pinterest. The reason I'm saying make a business pages on Pinterest get free statistics. So if a guy says, well, how many people watched the Durham Skywriter video last month? You can say, well, according to the stats on Pinterest, that's a third-party audit. I had
Really?
yeah. I just went in and blew my mind this morning. I upload every episode of the podcast onto YouTube.
Okay.
And then
Smart.
I take that same video because I record all my episodes with Screencast-O-Matic. So I get a video is what it starts off with.
Mm-hmm.
So I can upload that video into Pinterest, right? Today I looked at a video that I did 2 days ago about that very said thing, putting your website on Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 days, it's had over 3,000 views.
Whoa, for real?
For real. That's their bean counting, not mine.
Wow.
And then I can drill down into the stats, and I can find out of those 3,000 downloads, what percentage of them watched the whole thing online. And most people just download it and they listen to it later on their way home from work or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that listen to it.
And Fraser's saying that you're good with SEO content. Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Self-taught.
But how can I see what a business page looks like on Pinterest? Do you have a business page on Pinterest?
Yeah, I'll give you the link.
So I'll look for yours then, because I want to see what it looks like. This is good stuff. You need to come on more often. And hello, Colleen. I had to call Colleen. That's right.
Oh, she's probably coming here and saying, why are you still talking?
Actually, I'm supposed to call her because I think she started some basil plants. And I will be traveling. I'll be traveling south in a few minutes to take some money out the bank so I can stop by your house, Colleen. For sure.
See.
But I'll call you first.
Oh, chat with the host and other guests. I probably should put it in there, huh?
Oh, can you? I don't know if you can.
There. And
let me take it from the private chat, and then I will add it to the show notes. Okay. Comments, and then I will put it under all destinations. And let's see. Business page example on Pinterest. And then I'll put your link. Boom.
Now, when you put in a link to send somebody away from your page to that page, do you have it open in a new tab in the browser, or do you replace your content with my content? Because replacing your content with my content my opinion, is a losing proposition, because basically what you're doing is you're sending readers away from you rather than keeping them by virtue of it opening in a new tab. So you're on, let me get my hand straight. So this hand is going to be Durham Skywriter, okay? And if you send people away and only go here to my content because it's not opening in a new tab. So what you do is you have Durham Skywriter say, hey, link to this one over here. It's the Pinterest account, but this one still stays on the screen because you're opening in a new tab. Okay. And HTML, that's considered to be the target link. So you want the target.
Okay.
To be referenced from your content at durhamskywriter.com, not to replace durhamskywriter.com.
Okay. I actually do. I do that with the outdoor events and the health event pages, where I have these buttons on certain pages, and you click on the button and it opens up in a new tab. So when you close it, you're still in the Durham Skywriter.
Do the same thing with any external link. If it's me or Dr. Hershey or Edinburgh Dusters, we'll pick on Fraser. Is he still here?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah, Fraser's still here making comments.
Yeah. Well,
and Colleen's saying she has lots of basil.
Yeah. You know what basil's good for?
Spaghetti. I'm not sure. Fish. I actually don't know.
When you plant your garden, have a tomato plant, have a basil, have a tomato plant. For some reason, I don't know if the basil keeps the pests of the tomato plant away or if it makes the tomato plant grow better. But in the gardening world, basil is considered a great companion plant for any variety of tomato.
That's good to know. I do know also when I get spaghetti sauce, I always get it with basil. And Colleen wants to know, how do you get a blue link to Durham Skywriter? I'm not sure. Whatever link you want to send me, just send it.
It's the color. The color of the link in the browser is if it's blue when she clicks on it. You know how you have a hyperlink in your hand and your pointer changes to that little finger, and then the link is
actually what I just posted. I don't know if when you click on it, you might have to copy and paste. I'm not sure if it's a live link that I just posted just now. I'm not sure how that works. But if you wanted to know how to get a blue link to me, to the Durham Skywriter, just send any link via Messenger or well, I don't want to be rude to. I'm going to be rude to you, Guy, real quick. You can also send it to Bam. How rude. DurhamSkywriter@gmail.com.
That's good that you have a Gmail address, because that'll work really well for your Google Analytics.
Oh, okay.
And when you set up your business page for Durham Skywriter on Pinterest, you want to use that as the contact information email. Because anybody that says, well, how do I get a hold of these guys? I asked for a media kit 3 hours ago and I haven't heard back. Well, they'll have that email.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to leave now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call Colleen and see if I can stop by, because I will be traveling south in a few minutes. So, guys, so it's only 10 o'clock where you are, right?
Right. I've been up since 5. It's past lunchtime for me.
Wow, definitely do that. So Colleen said, rather than having to type into the website, just hit the link. I don't know if that's a question. Anyway, we'll be talking in a few minutes, Colleen. I'm going to give you a call, so I can better understand what you mean, so I could answer your question better next time. Okay, so that's it for Bull City Hangout for 9/9. Thank you for stopping by. And Guy, I love your info. I hope you stop by a lot. Or maybe we just need to talk over the phone or something, because you just killed me when you said make a business page on Pinterest. I mean, that sounds so foreign to I had no idea.
Easy as cake. And the nice thing about the Pinterest analytics is that over time, it'll take a month or so, you're going to find out what the most sought information is. So if if let's say that you put it in and you make the link go to Durham Skywriter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you've got all these different pages.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the most popular page is going to be gardening.
Actually,
Maybe-
I can tell from my Weebly analytics tells me, and this makes sense, that the Let's Go calendar of events page is the most visited. Naturally, because people want to know what's happening.
Right.
So
Because what's the number one thing that people get internet for?
you find out what's happening, right?
Information.
Yeah.
Hyper
local is best.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say best, but highly sought after. Let's put it that way.
It's gonna be the buzzword is in a Google search. It's gonna be blah 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 near me. Like it'll
Exactly.
be web developer near me, online newspaper near me, and that's how it works. Anyway, you got to go see Colleen. I need to go do something. I'm sure.
And good luck with your mom. Good luck with your mom. Just keep her in my prayers. I do hope she pulls through and that she's comfortable.
Well, she's Republican.
I don't care if she is. She's your mom.
She's got a picture hanging on the wall signed by Donald Trump. Thank you for your contribution. Blah blah blah. So if anybody,
I still want her to live.
I do too.
Come on now.
I'm just curious. I'm curious as heck how she even got the virus. I didn't think Republicans got the virus. I mean, you always see Trump. He doesn't even wear a mask.
They say he's tested throughout the day. He's tested throughout the day.
I would too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
take care.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Bye, Fraser. Bye, everybody.
That was cool. Guy's a cool guy. Wow. Okay. So roll call. I want to thank. If anybody else wants to jump on, that's cool. But I've been on for more than an hour. I'm a little anxious to stand up. So another shout out to Don't Waste Durham. Almost forgot. Don't Waste Durham. Cool nonprofit. They encourage us to recycle and reuse, and also to choose items that aren't one-use items like paper straws. Actually, paper is better than plastic, but glass straws is the best. I actually use a glass straw now, which you can just wash and put up with the silverware and save the planet, basically. So roll call. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Guy, of course. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you, Fraser. Thank you, Kente. And I think that's it in terms of people who said hello, at least. So I'm going to go on about my day. You enjoy your day. I will be back tomorrow at noon. Just remember, we're supposed to get thunderstorms here in Durham. Let me see when they're supposed to start, because you don't want to get all wet. So supposedly, in 45 minutes, we're going to get a thunderstorm. Duly noted. Off I go. I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.